Hello everyone, welcome back to Savvy Looks, where I like to take outdated or damaged secondhand furniture and give it a whole new life. This week I'm working on this dresser for a client. Her parents had found it in their house when they moved in, and she decided it would be a good piece for her apartment. It was covered in this previously painted blue finish that wasn't failing at all, so I didn't think I would need to strip it, but it definitely was not painted well. It had super thick brush strokes, and dirt had just laid inside of all the brushstroke grooves, so it definitely needed a cleaning. I started by taking off the hardware before cleaning it with a degreaser and rinsing it all back with clean water. I also went ahead and removed all of the old drawer liners and then started sanding. My client wanted this piece repainted a different blue color, so no matter what, I was going to need to scuff sand to prepare it for paint, but I also wanted to make sure to sand smooth all of the old brush strokes so that I had a really smooth finish before I adhered my paint. To sand, I used a combination of my Ryobe Orbital sander and then my 3x4 electric ray surf prep sander with foam abrasive sanding pads on any of the rounded edges. I also found that wetting the surface made it a lot faster for it to basically reactivate the paint as I sanded so that it smoothed itself out really quickly and easily. I also removed these decorative trim pieces on the edge because they weren't actually serving a purpose, but were kind of dating the piece. Next, I applied Belle's Dixie Mud Wood Filler to any of the damaged areas or holes. There were a couple dents around the piece, but overall, this dresser was in great shape and didn't need a ton of wood filler. She also decided she wanted the base to be a little bit more simplistic, so I traced out some rounded edges along the bottom edge and then cut them out using a jigsaw. Next, I mixed together some Bando, which is a really heavy-duty 2-part wood filler, to fill in this really wide gap on this piece of trim and on the other side of the trim. Next, I was ready to paint using a different paint than normal. I used Benjamin Moore's Advanced line, and I, of course, had my supervisor there to help me out as I worked.
Trying to film something.
We chose to use this paint because it comes in all of the different colors that Benjamin Moore offers, which is a very wide variety. This paint is often used on cabinetry and trim because it's very durable without needing a top coat, and it also has really great self-leveling properties. I thought it was really nice to work with, and definitely something I'll consider using again if I'm looking for a very specific color or just want to try it out again. And as per usual, I applied using my Zibra paintbrush. You'll notice that I didn't prime before painting, which is a step that I usually do, and I definitely regretted it. I thought that I wouldn't need to prime because I was painting a dark color over a kind of dark color, so priming would potentially lead me to needing an additional coat of paint. And when I just touched the dresser, it felt really smooth after my sanding job, but I went through the finish, exposing the bare wood underneath in multiple places, which is one thing that primer is necessary for, to smooth out all the textures before painting. The textures were a little bit off after my first couple coats, so I sprayed some straight shellac from a can onto any of the textured areas to even out the texture before applying my next couple coats of paint. Doing this was enough to smooth out all of the textures, but priming would have been a great option instead. I made sure to sand smooth in between coats. Then I was ready to top coat using Dixie Belle's Gator Hide top coat. Like I mentioned earlier, the Advanced line doesn't require a top coat, but I typically end up top coating all-in-one paints anyway, just in case. I mixed a little bit of my dark blue paint color, which is the color Old Navy in case you're wondering, into my top coat to help avoid getting a cloudy or streaky finish over such dark color, and then applied using my Dixie Belle Blue Sponge Applicator. I did 3 coats for a durable satin finish. I sanded away any of the edges where I got paint that I didn't want, and then applied Howard's Feed and Wax using my Dixie Belle Petite wax brush to all of the insides, sides, and drawer rails of the drawers. She picked out some new gold hardware from Amazon and I attached them. And lastly, I branded the inside of the drawer using my Savvy Looks brand. Now let's take one more look at where this dresser started. And here it is now, all fresh and new, with new hardware and a new life. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please come follow me on Instagram at savvy.looks to see the behind the scenes and some more furniture flipping content, and subscribe here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.